Hi, I'm Tim, and welcome to Overflow Time. We are so glad you joined us once again for Overflow Time. Some of you may be new out there, and we're excited that you joined us for episode 2. So we have some of the usuals from last week, but we also have a couple new members of the panel. So why don't we go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting down here on the end.
All right, hello, I'm Ryan McGaha, and I sell lemonade down on Sparta Road in Belton without a permit.
Ooh. Oh, man.
I'm Ryan Martin, and I'm a platypus-themed superhero by night.
All right, well, my name's Tim Cartwright, and I'm one of the youth pastors here at Temple Bible Church, but I'm also a door-to-door crock salesman.
Ooh. My name is Hannah Kennison, and I'm actually an Olympic gold medalist in blowing bubbles.
Oh, wow.
My name is Chris Johnson, and I'm actually the president of a small island off the shore of, well, again, if I told you, it's top secret. But
oh, wow, top secret, huh?
Impressive.
That's awesome. Well, not only do we have the panel here on the stage, but we also have a special member this week. We added to the cast here, and I believe his name's Tony, but he's going to go ahead and introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Tony. I handle all this stuff. And back to you, Tim.
Hey, Tony, could you just tell us one more thing about yourself? Maybe what is your favorite food, Tony?
I really like Italian.
Italian food. How typical.
With Tony's sachets on it.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
like
thanks,
pasta?
Tony.
Very nice.
You guys excited to have Tony on board?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Tony, I have a question for you.
What's up?
So you like Italian food, like pasta, right? You have a favorite pasta?
Pasta.
Pasta? You have a favorite pasta?
Meat pasta.
I thought
That's
you
my
would
favorite
say
pasta.
Oh,
rigatoni.
I saw that.
That was a good one.
Ba-dum-boom.
All right, so moving on.
All right, the first segment we have coming up for Overflow Time is the Quarantined Intern Challenge. I know many of you liked that last week. We had some trick shots. And as a matter of fact, we have the winner from last week right here with us today, Hannah.
Yes, it's me.
So did you practice for that shot at all?
I did. I did it probably about 5 times.
Awesome.
5
Well,
times.
that
Yeah.
was amazing, and I hope you enjoy that gift card that you'll get eventually
Well,
way down the
thank
road
you.
sometime. So
Overrated.
we also asked the interns this week to do a little challenge, and this one is a blindfold Pictionary challenge. So basically what they're going to be doing in these videos is blindfolding themselves and videoing themselves drawing a gorilla.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully drawing a gorilla. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we're about to see. So why don't we check out these interns drawing gorillas blindfolded.
Okay, here we go. It's still kind of see. Is there something else I can use? Ah, this will work. Perfect. Okay. Done.
In order to accurately portray the gorilla, I've decided to draw him in the trees. It's really bad.
Here goes nothing.
what's up? It's Ryan Martin. I just wanted to tell y'all, make sure you are commenting on the video down below who you picked for the intern quarantine challenge this week. Not the live chat. It was a little confusing last week. Make sure you go post in the comments. We really need your votes.
And our next segment that was really popular last week is Wheel Unfortunate. And if you don't already know the rules of Wheel Unfortunate, one of our names are going to get drawn out of a hat. And whoever's name is drawn has to spin the wheel and has to have something bad happen.
Ooh.
So who won? Who ended up getting that last week?
Yeah.
Last week, TJ won, but I think he gypped all of us.
Did he?
Us and the fans
Yeah.
by making a horrible TikTok. Just awful.
Tony, I liked it. It was really creative. It was kind of
Be
on
quiet,
the
Tony.
spot.
Anyways, TJ's going to make us another one, make us all happy.
Yeah.
Now, Tony is going to draw one of our names, and we're going to see what happens.
Tony.
All right, here we go. I'm
There
going to
you
pull
go.
a name out of the hat.
You got it, buddy.
All right.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Here we go.
Hannah.
Hey! What'd you get for
All
winning?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hannah, the winner from last week's quarantine challenge, is going to get to spin the wheel. Unfortunate.
Dun dun dun.
All right, now we have our Wheel Unfortunate time where Hannah is going to spin the wheel Unfortunate. So take it away, Randy Havoc.
Well, hello there. My name is Randy Havoc, and I am the host for Wheel Unfortunate tonight. Hannah, how do you feel about having to spin this here wheel?
I don't even really know what to feel because I don't even really know what I'm going to do. So we'll see how I feel after I spin it.
Well, you'll do what the wheel tells you to do.
That's
That's
true.
how we live here. We do what the wheel tells us to do. All right. Jesus, take the wheel. Go ahead and spin that wheel, Hannah.
Alrighty.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Lick.
Airplane lick. Well, gosh tootin', you know what that means, don't you? That means that you have to let TJ's dog Airplane lick peanut butter off your face.
Oh no.
All right, we are so excited to see this unfortunate event happen to Hannah. So check out how it goes.
Hey guys, so I went to the store and I got some fries. So we have McDonald's, Whataburger, and Burger King. So I'm going to go ahead and mix. I'm gonna go ahead and mix all of them up in here. So I'm gonna make a little concoction as part of my challenge. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add some ketchup too, just to add some flavor, you know. Okay, I'm gonna put some water in here. Doesn't this look so good, guys? Okay. This looks delicious. Okay, I think it's ready, guys. So, I'm gonna take a close up. Okay, ready? It's great.
All right, guys, so this week we've got top 3 as our segment of choice. So the way it's going to work is we're going to pick 3 animated Disney movies, and why they're our top 3, we'll get to argue them out later. So yeah, let's go ahead and start.
All right, let's check it out. We're going to start down here. Magaha, he's going to list his top 3.
All right, going backwards from 3 to 1.
That's right.
Number 3, Hercules.
Okay.
Number 2, Ratatouille. And number 1, A Cinderella Story, an extremely goofy movie.
Oh,
Yeah. Interesting
extremely
choice.
goofy movie.
Yes.
Wow.
Extremely
yes.
goofy movie.
I
Bring
did
me
not
back.
That's
expect
an
that.
obscure
The fa-
choice.
So, hey,
famous
wait,
line-
wait. Can you explain, just explain briefly why that's your top 1?
Well, because Goofy's son goes off to college, and it's a really tough time for him. And his dad goes back to college with him. And it's a real true bonding story. Plus, you have that one character that goes, Cheddar. And
Oh, okay.
It was
You resonated
classic.
with that?
I
That's-
totally originated with
Why
it.
do we always wear gloves? That was from that movie too, right? We
Yes,
talked about the
yes.
gloves.
We always wonder why they wear gloves.
Huh.
They
It's
never saw
because
them again.
it's because they're dealing with coronavirus as well. So
Oh,
Understandable.
yes.
Stay safe out there.
Hannah, what do you think of Magaha's choices?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen your top 1, so I don't really have a comment about that besides that I guess it wasn't good enough for me to go watch.
Ooh,
But,
ouch.
you know,
We'll rip on you later.
okay.
Yeah, so we found early on, even in pre-production, that it's going to be tough to get Hannah to be mean to somebody up here. So we're going to work really hard for her to rip somebody's choices here before we're done with this segment.
It's probably good.
Martin, why don't you go up with your next ones here?
All right. Going from 3, Finding Nemo, classic. Number 2, Up. And number 1, Tangled.
All right. Wow, that's interesting.
A little
All right,
diverse.
all right.
Tangled.
Why Nemo number 3? I'm curious.
I like fish.
He likes fish.
I like fish.
What do you have
That's fair.
against Finding Dory?
Well, you see, I just prefer the original, you know.
And wait, so number 1, I just want to clarify, it's Tangled, right?
Tangled. Hey.
Tangled. Now, could you do for us your best smolder?
My best smolder?
Yes.
Oh, please.
For
Show
the
people at
audience,
home
of
what you
course.
got.
You have to
Of
look at the
course.
camera.
Right over
and-
there.
Let's see.
Oh, that's
Oh,
All too natural.
great. So
was
Hannah,
amazing.
I want to ask you, why do you think Ryan Martin picked Tangled as his number 1?
You know, I think there's got to be a resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to Punzel or?
To,
Magic
yeah.
hair?
Yeah.
You know, the smolder, I'm not going to lie, I've seen better.
Oh.
But you definitely,
right.
you definitely
Yes.
resemble the other main character, you know, the golden locks. So I'll give you that one.
I
I'll give you
appreciate that.
one.
I'll take it.
Did
Okay.
you just say Goldilocks?
It seems
Gold-
like I could find Ryan Martin living in a little castle like she
In a little
lived
tower?
in too. Yeah, a
No
little
I don't
tower.
mind
shoes.
that
Hey,
much.
that's also
No shoes. She was a little
Yeah.
wild child as well.
brush and brush and
Now
brush
we're
and
seeing a
brush
lot
your
of
hair.
things come
A lot
to
of
light about Ryan
similarities.
Martin. All right, and he probably wants us to move on because he's getting a little red. So my top 3, I have some maybe that aren't on the radar, maybe aren't on the usual top 3s on Google. But number 3 is Zootopia. Number 2, Wall-E. And did I go backwards? 3, 2, 1. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
That's
But
embarrassing.
number one for me is Inside Out. I absolutely love that movie. So,
Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
yeah. You got a problem back
Those
down
are-
there, sir?
That movie was awful. I'm not going to lie
Whoa.
to you. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
26% on Rotten Tomatoes if I was the judge.
Yikes, that's brutal.
Those are
Yeah,
fighting
I'm not
26.
gonna lie. I kind of agree with Ryan. Whenever I first watched it, I really wasn't a fan.
Whoa.
Oh, that's just really
Golly.
depressing to me.
I liked it. It's not as good as, you know, like Tangled.
Tangled. Yeah, maybe it doesn't hold up to Tangled. Whatever. So what I love about Inside Out, it just really gives us a picture into the mind of this girl, but also helps us to relate to things that we experienced when we were young. And I'm just going to stop rambling on and on because I don't think I'm going to convince any of you that it should be number 1.
Not a bad movie.
You're a
but-
fan of the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't take that.
Pipe
into-
down. I will say.
All right, Tim, you're done. Hannah is up next.
Oh, Tony's cutting us off. All right, Tony.
That's
Getting a little bold over there. All
Okay,
right.
I'll do my top 3. So my third one would be Mulan. My second one would be Lion King, and my first one would be Tarzan. So I'm kind of going back to the classics, kind of like the
Classics.
older Disney movies.
So
do.
Lion King is overrated, so I have to disagree with you.
So I'd have to disagree with you
Oh.
too.
I agree. Lion King is overrated and has always
Okay,
been overrated.
Hold on. Let's just take it easy.
Now, I mean, I was in a production of Lion King over the summer, and I got to play
Ooh.
Mufasa. I'm not,
Yeah, look
not
at
to flex
me.
or anything.
I
but,
was
like,
in a production.
It was. My point being, it just feels over, like just. Like you said, it's overrated. I mean,
But
it's just
guys,
Hamlet with
the
lions.
music.
Wait,
and all
number
three of
one.
them.
Number one.
Number 1, Tarzan for sure.
Tarzan. Now
Gotta
give
be
us
the music.
some reason. The music.
The music and I just think they're just so good. Like they're just classics, and every time I watch it, I just like pick up a funny line. I just think they're so cute. They're like not very
Tarzan's a
complicated.
cool dude.
Tony, anytime you want to interrupt her, you know.
No, she's good.
Oh,
I was
dang
actually
it.
going to ask you a question, Hannah.
Yes.
Which character in Tarzan do you most resonate with?
I really like the little gorilla. I think she's so funny and how just expressive she is. That's probably my favorite character.
What's her
honestly,
name?
I can't remember her name, even though it's my favorite.
That's a tough
I
question.
never knew it was a
You
I
actually
know.
did a great job drawing her. on the intern.
Oh, well,
quarantine
thank you.
challenge. That
I've
was
been
good.
practicing.
Yeah,
so,
good job.
It was
thank
okay.
you.
I will say, it did have some good music. Phil Collins, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Killed it.
Yes.
Really
killed
good.
It.
All right,
Tarzan's a cool
last but not
dude.
least.
All right, so bear with me, all right? Number 3, we've got Bolt. Bolt might be a little old for you youngins out there, but it was a good one. Trust me, back in the day, I loved that one. Number 2, even older, Hercules. That was a good
Yes,
movie. I agree
yes,
with you. Hercules
yes,
was great.
thank you.
And number 1, in my opinion, one of the greatest Disney movies of all time, Tangled. Easily. I just
There you go.
genuinely love that movie a lot.
Speaking my language.
Wait,
Just jumping on the bandwagon.
you just took his number one? You got the
My number
same?
1 was always Tangled. It's
Hey,
always
it's a good
Tangled for
movie.
life.
What can I say?
Tony, what do you
Except-
think about that?
I don't know.
It's
I'd
about
have to-
adventure.
That's a disqualification because you took someone else's number one.
Oh, do you need me to pick a new number
I
1?
need you to pick a new number one.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I would have to say, man, I'm going to say Beauty and the Beast because I really just genuinely liked the music in that one. It was amazing, just really well done. And it was a good story.
And he's
All
also in the production of Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, he's in productions, guys.
Oh.
What can I say? Except
Who
you're
were you in
welcome.
that one?
Talented individual. All right, so what we need you guys to do is to comment in the section below, the comment section below, not the chat, but the comments, what you think is the number 1 Disney animated movie. Because next week, we're going to have an additional segment where we actually do a bracket challenge. I think, what are we calling it, Magaha?
Munch Madness. Got that from Good Mythical Morning.
Yes, he is an original. Munch Madness. And we're going to get some snacks up here. You can get some snacks at home ready. And we're going to do a bracket ranked first seed all the way down to 16. And we're going to see them go all the way to the championship. And if your Disney movie is picked that you voted for, you get a prize. Now, here's the deal. Some of you say, well, what if I pick the same movie? It's the first person to comment that movie down below. You get that locked in. So if you win, you get a fabulous prize. I think it's going to be a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Oh,
if I do
Definitely,
say.
definitely a Chick-fil-A gift card.
Yeah, Tony, you like Chick-fil-A?
I love Chick-fil-A.
Now, what is your favorite?
My
at
favorite thing
Chick-fil-A?
from Chick-fil-A?
Yeah,
The spaghetti.
the spaghetti.
I feel that.
It is a classic. All right.
All right, so we are going to get started with our next section, which is called Q&A. So that's where you, the audience, asked our panel some questions throughout the week, and they're now going to answer them. So if you get a shout out from here, go ahead and comment in the comment section and say, woo, or something like that. If you want to ask a question to our panel next week, you need to send your questions into Tim or put them down in the comment section below and we'll find them. So we're going to get started with some questions and some answers. So here we go. These are from Noah Schultz, 7th grader. His favorite superhero is Captain America. His favorite movie is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And his favorite song is My Old Man by the Smothers Brothers.
Oh, that's cute.
So his questions are this. First one is, what is heaven like?
Oh.
Well, that's a good one. Anybody want to take a stab at that?
I think I got something. So I just want to start off by explaining that heaven is a wonderful place, and it's filled with glory and grace. It's a place where we can see our Savior's face, and heaven is a wonderful place. Hallelujah.
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 Those are profound words.
Thank
It's
you.
almost like you made them up yourself.
What can I say?
Oh, wow. He's a talented guy. Anybody else? What's heaven like?
I like to think lots of Legos. I read in a book as a kid that there were lots of Legos in heaven.
Huh.
Interesting.
Revelation 25?
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
like that. Okay.
I picture a lot of woods, like very pretty scenery.
Ooh.
Just no mosquitoes or fire ants.
Yeah. Creation.
Those are excluded.
Beautiful.
What do you think, Hannah?
You know, honestly, I've never been there, but I can only imagine what it would be like.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was epic right there. So,
Fair enough.
Revelation 21, kids. Revelation 21 might be a great place to start. There is a detailed description of what heaven is like. So if you check that out, Revelation 21 talks about that. But I do know, of course, all of us know this, there's different descriptions of heaven. There's no sorrow, there's no pain. It's the light of God's throne lights up the whole heaven. There's streets of gold, there's jewels everywhere. I'm sure it's just filled with God's creation. And it's going to be a place of absolute joy. So check out Revelation 21, though. That'll give you a little bit more understanding of what heaven's like.
All right, and this next question from Noah Schultz is for Pastor Tim. What is Pastor Tim's favorite meme?
Oh, wow. There's a lot of memes out there right now, especially since we've been quarantined. Apparently, a lot of people have tons of time on their hands to come up with memes. And so I'd rack my brain when I heard this question, trying to think, what is my favorite meme? But there was one that stands out above all others, so you need to check it out right here on the screen.
Wow, Tim, that was a great meme.
Very tasteful.
Thanks for sharing that.
Very tasteful.
So this next question is from Haley. Her favorite candy is Gummy Anything. Her favorite 80s band is Journey. And this is her question. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
Ooh. Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
Any animal.
Very important.
Well, why don't we go down the row? We'll start with Magaha down there. Oh, you weren't ready?
I'm also not
Still
ready.
gotta think.
so
You haven't thought
sorry,
about
but
this
anyway.
before?
Well, I'll go ahead and start because I always, anytime I get this question, which is almost daily.
Well, we're going to move
answer-
on to Hannah.
Oh,
Hannah's
oh
gonna
what?
answer this
Tony!
question.
Tony!
Hannah's going to answer this question
You
first.
and your
Playing him off
Chick-fil-A
stage.
spaghetti.
Okay, well, I've actually thought about this before, and my junior high girls have asked me this, so maybe I'll be hearing this again. But I would be a koala bear for several different reasons. One of them being that I'm pretty short, and I feel like koala bear. I've never met one before, but I feel like they're probably short too. And also, I think that they like hugs, because every picture I've seen them in, they're hugging something. So those are my reasons.
Well, so how are you surviving if you are like the koala and you cannot hug anybody right now?
You know, it's been a rough couple of weeks. Not
think
gonna
about
lie.
Social distance.
So-
There's
Social
always
distancing,
trees to
my-
hug.
Yeah, you can hug the trees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's true. You can hug trees. That's what koalas do. So.
How about you, Magaha?
I would be a bearded dragon.
Like the lizard?
Yes, like the lizard. Yes.
All right.
They shoot-
Any reason behind
They
that?
shoot blood out their eyes,
I
don't they?
I think that's a different lizard, but
Oh.
I can hang out with my lizard at home. We can just vibe together.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Vibe together.
Martin?
Good
what
as
about
reason
you?
as any. I would want to be a mighty narwhal, the unicorns of the sea. You know
Wow,
those? Go through
that's
the ocean,
fabulous.
top predator,
Okay.
big old sword on your nose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Chris?
I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I think I would probably go with the hippopotamus because everybody loves hippopotamus. Hippopotami, people.
Hippopotami, hippopotamus.
Well, now since I can't
hypotenuse.
pronounce it, I don't want to be one anymore because if somebody asked me what the plural of it is, I wouldn't know. So I think I'd be a swordfish because I like swords, like sword fighting is a really cool thing.
All
And
right.
If I just have a sword on me all the time,
You fight narwhal
never
versus
leave home without it.
swordfish.
Exactly. Me and
So
Ryan
those are
could
pretty
have fights.
different. Those are
Nose
Yeah.
fight.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Tony doesn't even want to hear mine, so
Oh, no, you can go. I don't know why you haven't given your answer yet.
I can go?
Go. Tim,
Do
go.
I have your permission?
No, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Tim.
All right. I'm about to.
This is awkward.
Anyway, so mine is a monkey because I love monkeys and how curious they are. They can climb things, they throw stuff, and really just curious and get into a lot of things, and that's kind of
You know,
fits my personality.
They throw their poop.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you know
Ticks
that?
off each other.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, whatever. I think that fits right in with my household at this time. So,
All right, this will be our last question for this segment. This is from Josiah Briggs. His favorite candy is watermelon flavored gum. His favorite 80s music artist is Sammy Hagar.
oh wow.
I don't even know.
Deep cut.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh,
so
come on. You got to look him up.
I wasn't here in the 80s. All right, his question is, if you were to be famous, what would you want to be famous for?
Ooh.
Chris, we'll start with you down on the end.
All right, so I have my answer because I've been thinking about this a lot recently in quarantine and whatnot. I really love playing guitar and singing, so I'd love to be like a famous musician because John Mayer is one of my favorite musicians like of all time. I'd probably want to be like famous for making music, like good music, not like terrible music, but good music. Be
All
famous
right.
for that. Or committing some like super like hard to do like high profile crime like breaking into Fort Knox and getting
Whoa.
out.
Oh, hey, all right. I think the first one's good. Chop, Anna, you're up.
That took a turn.
Don't try this at home, kids.
I think that I would be like a famous speaker or politician. I actually considered being a lawyer. So now I'm going to be a nurse, so very different, but I think it'd be really cool to be like very knowledgeable about that world.
Yeah. Apparently, Congress just tried to give themselves a $25,000 a year raise on this new stimulus package.
Well,
So.
hey, all the more reason.
Yeah, you get hooked up. What could I be? It's got to go back, just like last week, back to sports. I'm going to say basketball. If I could be anything, I'd be an NBA player. Not just an NBA player, but I would dominate everybody. I'd break Steph Curry's ankles. I would just swat LeBron's jumpers or dunks because he's not that great anyway.
You could be famous for like sport failures, like blooper reel.
What? Are you trying to, what? Are you what are you doing right now?
This is his moment, right?
I thought we were
This is his
friends.
moment.
Tangled.
Okay. I think those reels are pretty funny, and no shame.
Oh man, it would have been even more funny if you did it while you were doing the smolder. Then that really would have ripped me. So Ryan, did you come up with something better?
Well, I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind just being famous for like falling down something and it going viral. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who they took a video of his basketball game earlier this school year, and in said video he like was running down the court and tripped and fell and like slid.
Millions of
and
views.
Literally millions of views.
Oh wow!
Kid you not. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to get college offers from that.
Yeah,
like, literally
he got
just
an
for
offer
tripping
from
and falling.
Duke after that.
He
Yeah.
did get an
awesome.
offer from Duke after that. So
Impressive.
I mean, yeah.
Last but not least,
Love you, Connor.
TikTok famous. You know, I put out a lot of TikToks. None of them hits. You know, 10, 20 likes. It's been a real struggle, but we're trying to get there.
You and
maybe you
Tony
could help TJ
Yeah,
out.
you could do something together.
TJ might be able
We're
to.
looking for a collaboration.
I just checked, and TJ's TikTok has 5,6,800 likes.
Wait,
Is that better?
Exactly. Do that number in your head.
5,6,800.
Maybe you should ask for his advice.
56,000.
Wow, that's impressive. Whatever that
number.
means.
It's a
Yeah.
big number.
Tony, what about you? I think we need your input on this.
What would I be famous for?
Yeah.
Man, I think I would love to be famous for hosting and working kind of the background and the music and the shots of like a live stream show. I would love to just be famous for that. I think people that do that are heroes. My heart goes out to them. Bless them for what they do.
Who
And,
are some famous people that do that kind of thing? Because I've
do
never
that.
heard of any. I'm curious.
Who else? There's a guy, I don't know if you know, his name's TJ. He's pretty big on TikTok.
Huh.
He does that kind of stuff, and he's famous in my book.
Pretty
It's okay.
lame.
Not all our
Never
dreams
heard
come
of him.
true. It's okay. All right.
Oh, not all dreams come true.
Yikes.
All right.
Goodness.
Well, that was a fun Q&A time, and we really appreciate your input. So like we said before, don't forget, comment below with your question for next week, and maybe it'll get mentioned.
All right. This will be our last segment for the day. We are going to get started with some word from the Word. And so, Hannah, can you go ahead and read our passage for us, and then we will get to hear from our panel.
Yes, I can. Okay, so today we're going to be reading James 1:5-7. So that says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord.
All right, so this passage is a powerful one. Just like last week, we looked at verse 2-4, and we talked a little bit about worry. We talked about just resting in God and going through trials. And this week, this one's a little bit more about wisdom and the fact that we need wisdom in our lives. So what do you guys think about those verses?
That's impactful. Let me get a sec to sort of collect my thoughts on that. It's really
All right.
good.
Yeah, I just really like it how you really have to show faith in God before you can ask Him and truly get answers. Like you have to have true, genuine faith.
That's good.
That's a good point. I think we forget a lot of times how important wisdom actually is. Like, and it's easy to think of it just as like being smart, that kind of thing. But like we go back to, story of Solomon, like he was given the ability to ask for anything in the world and he asked for wisdom. Like that shows just how important it really is. And I think everyone needs to remember, like, to pray for wisdom in their everyday lives, because we can't have wisdom without God.
That's good. What about you, Hannah?
So whenever I was looking at these verses, I was noticing that this section is actually talking about trials. So James is talking about trials that people are going through. And I just think it's so cool how God wants us to be dependent on him. And I think a lot of the times we feel like bad coming before the Lord and asking him for things. But honestly, like, he has all of this wisdom and he wants to give it to us. And it says that he will give it to us if we ask him for that. So he has everything we need to get through trials. And I just think that's so cool.
That's good.
Yeah, sort of echoing off of what both Ryan said, honestly, about how wisdom is very important and how it is something that we should ask for in faith, having faith in God, knowing that he'll come through because he's come through before and he's never failed us. So we should ask knowing that he'll give us a response. It might not be an immediate response, or it might not be like the response that you're like looking for, but he'll give you, if you ask for wisdom, then he'll give it to you. And sometimes the wisdom he gives you is realizing that the thing you asked for was kind of selfish, or things like that.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that. And in the middle of that passage, it talks about the fact that he gives generously. And I really want you guys to think about that a generous God giving wisdom. I mean, you look all over this world and you see God's generosity giving us nature and the things that we get to experience, the food that we have to eat, the wealth that we have in our society. All these things are gifts from God, and he offers this wisdom generously. And it makes me think about just a story from my childhood when I was at the beach. We used to go to the beach a lot growing up, and my family would take me there. And I would have this situation where I go out in the water, and my parents would be back on the beach, on the blanket, maybe under the umbrella. And my dad would say, "Watch me. Keep your eyes on me because you're going to start drifting." And of course, I say, like many of you probably do with your parents at times, yeah, I hear you. But then you go out in the water, and I go out there, and it's pretty rough. And I'm playing with my brother, my sisters, maybe my friends. And before I know it, I was not looking at my father, and I was just playing and hanging out. And before I know it, I look at the beach to try to find my parents, and I couldn't find them anywhere. I had drifted slowly from the current. And so in this situation, I wasn't looking at my father. I wasn't fixing my eyes on him, so I got caught up in the waves. I got caught up in the moment, and I drifted. And so I think here, this is maybe a little bit of what it's asking us to do, is fix our eyes on the Father, knowing that the Father gives wisdom generously, and really help us to see that oftentimes in these trials, in these difficulties, we can get caught up in them, kind of like Peter was in the water, trying to walk on the water, and he looked at the storm, and he looked at the waves, and then he started to sink. But God's asking us, hey, just seek my wisdom, seek my word, and pray and talk to me, and I will give generously even through this trial we're going through now. So we really appreciate you guys and your input in that segment, Word from the Word. It was just really powerful, and hopefully at home that really spoke to you in different ways from the different perspectives that are up here on the stage. And I just want to encourage you at home, comment any questions you might have for us concerning this word. Talk to your parents about that. Reach out to your intern or someone like that, myself or TJ or Megan, and we'd love to help walk you through any questions that you might have. And looking forward to our next episode next week. You can look ahead to James 1, 9 through 11. That's where we're looking at next week, and you can be ready to interact and discuss in the comments and also the live chat as you watch.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Also, thanks to our panel for being here and hanging out. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. Also, tune in next week for Junior High Overflow Time, and we will see you then.